America's most powerful aircraft carrier is on the run. The USS Abraham Lincoln, a floating fortress, 1,000 kilometers from where it stood. Iran says their drones did that. Washington isn't saying a word. Not a confirmation, not a denial. Just silence. And a carrier that's no longer where it was. As the war between Iran and the US-Israel coalition rages on, Tehran has had a huge moral victory. According to the IRGC, Iranian drones struck the USS Abraham Lincoln, forcing the carrier and its accompanying destroyers to withdraw more than 1,000 kilometers from Iran's waters in the Sea of Oman. The IRGC's Khatam al-Anbiya headquarters said the Revolutionary Guards Navy targeted the carrier as it was close to within 340 kilometers of Iran's maritime borders. The Pentagon has not confirmed the strike or commented on the carrier's movements.
The aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln, which had approached within 340 kilometers of Iran's maritime borders in the Sea of Oman for the purpose of managing the Strait of Hormuz, was targeted by IRGC Navy drones and has left the region, moving over 1,000 kilometers away.
It is not the first time Iran has claimed to have hit Lincoln. Earlier in the conflict, the IRGC said 4 ballistic missiles had struck the vessel. Washington dismissed that claim, saying the missiles never came close. Iranian state television has aired no footage to support either assertion. What is not in dispute is that the Lincoln has been operating in the Sea of Oman as part of a broader US military buildup since the war began on March 1st. A confirmed strike on the carrier would mark a significant escalation, pushing the conflict squarely into open waters. The carrier claim was part of a wider operational update on March 5th, in which Iran detailed strikes across multiple fronts. Khurramshahr ballistic missiles were fired at Ben Gurion Airport in the 19th wave of Operation True Promise 4. Iranian drones also hit Camp Udeid in Kuwait, while IRGC ground forces struck what Tehran described as American positions in Erbil, in Iraqi Kurdistan.
Iran's ground force continued its operations against American terrorists stationed in Iraqi Kurdistan, targeting their headquarters in Erbil with drones. The Aerospace Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, in the 19th wave of Operation True Promise 4, with the code Ya Hassan ibn Ali, fired Khorramshahr ballistic missiles equipped with heavy warheads toward Ben Gurion Airport. The IRGC ground force also targeted American terrorist positions in the Iraqi Kurdistan region during this 19th wave with suicide drones.
In total, Iran says more than 2,000 drones and 600 missiles have been fired across 20 waves of attacks since the war began, with Tehran warning the pace of strikes will intensify in the days ahead. Israel is under attack again, and the strikes are getting deadlier by the day. Iran struck central Tel Aviv in the early hours of March 6th, launching its 21st wave of attacks under Operation True Promise 4, combining suicide drones with Kyber ballistic missiles fitted with cluster warheads. AFP reported 2 near-simultaneous waves of explosions shaking the city, with rocket trails visible as far north as Netanya. Eyewitness accounts and international media confirmed widespread building damage. The Kyber missiles employed a sub-munition tactic that Israel has been tracking throughout the conflict. Alleged footage from central Israel had already captured the weapons in action, showing what the Israeli military identified as cluster bomb sub-munitions raining down during a ballistic missile attack. Each warhead opens mid-air, releasing around 20 smaller munitions carrying roughly 2.5 kilograms of explosives each, scattered across a radius of up to 8 kilometers. The design is built to overwhelm air defenses, and on March 6th, Iran's military said it did exactly that, with Iron Dome and David's Sling both unable to keep pace. Iran's military said more than 2,000 drones and 600 missiles have been fired across 20 waves of attacks since the war began. Israel has been hitting back. An Israeli military spokesperson told a briefing that the IDF has struck 700 targets inside Iran, destroying or disabling 300 of Iran's estimated 450 missile launch platforms. The Air Force has logged more than 7,000 operational hours and 110,000 reservists have been mobilized.
The Israeli Air Force pilots have so far carried out 2,500 strikes and dropped more than 6,000 munitions. Within 24 hours, our pilots paved the way to Tehran. We destroyed about 80% of the Iranian air defense systems, and we achieved almost complete air superiority in the skies of Iran. Thanks to this, and thanks to high-quality intelligence, we are attacking the ballistic missiles that pose a direct threat to the citizens of the State of Israel. We have neutralized and destroyed more than 60% of the ballistic missile launchers.
But the numbers that concern Israel most are the ones still to come. Before the June 2025 conflict, Iran held roughly 3,000 ballistic missiles. Many were used or destroyed in that war, but Tehran rebuilt quickly, entering this conflict with an estimated 2,500. At current production rates, the spokesperson warned that number could reach 8,000 by 2027.
By Saturday, when Operation Lion's Roar began, it had managed to rebuild 2,500 missiles through renewed and mass production. If this trend had continued, the regime could have reached 8,000 ballistic missiles by 2027.
The IDF, however, has presented no proof of the claims. Whether the IRGC is actually capable of producing that many missiles remains to be seen. But for now, whatever little they have at their disposal has proven quite effective. 12 Israeli civilians have been killed and more than 370 wounded in Iranian missile strikes on residential areas since the war began.